Getting back to my routine and everything, like as every year, and now just feel like I learned more from last year, from that injury. So just getting ready for this season.
What do you think you learned?
What I learned, I feel like take care of during my practice. Like I gotta take care of my body more, So that's what I learned. I feel like.
How's your relationship with Rocky developed from being a guy you?
Like
beat somebody
yeah.
up
Well,
being someone?
actually, I through Instagram and stuff. Before he came, I was talking to him, and when he came, we kind of connect together because in the mat is one thing, outside the mat is another thing. But it's a good connection with him. He's a great guy, So everything good with him.
What did that wrestle off on Sunday do for you to prep for this weekend?
It means a lot. I haven't get a match in a while, so just kind of like the coaches and myself. I see where am I at, and then just gonna get kind of like get me ready for Saturday. So it's good.
Is there a time last year that you look back on that was the toughest time when you knew you had to be shut down and you're dealing with all the stuff you want to compete as much as anything? Was there a time when it got at you mentally and you did something to overcome it?
Well, when I got hurt, I do the MRI and I saw that I got kind of like a 2.5 or 3 grade torn MCL, and I knew that we got the Iowa match coming up in 2 weeks after that, and it was tough. It was tough, just I wrestled, I did good, but after that, I couldn't even do anything in practice or anything. And then went to compete in Nashville, and then I didn't feel good at all. And then I feel like in Nashville, I kind of figured out that my knee wasn't that good, but yeah, it was tough. It was really tough.
What did you learn about yourself during that time that you had to be on the bench?
Learn a lot, since I got here, I've been on the team, wrestling hard and everything, and I just learned to be more patient and just enjoy my team wrestling, for Iowa State, for the program. But I learned, to have a lot of patience. Everything went good.
How was that patience paid off for you? You feel like as the season's just about to start?
Now I don't think looking back, just I think it was God's plan. That, they went that way, but now it's another season, a different year. So just looking forward for this year, and whatever was in the past, we already overcome that. So I'm ready for what the future.
So I feel like coming off of last year, obviously we were coming into media day last year. We were talking about how do you feel after not getting what you wanted at NCAAs, and then you have the year where you kind of things don't go your way again when you kind of build yourself back up. So how hard is it again, kind of now building yourself back up and trying to get the postseason that you want when you're one of the top guys in the country?
Yeah, that's a good question, but like I would say that wrestling stuff and life is tough, and everything in life is tough. But just sometimes you want something and you don't get it because life, or God, or life doesn't want it to be that way. And then you just gotta be patient and keep the focus going and focus on the next thing coming up. But I feel like everything is good, and as I said, what happened in the last 2 years is already in the past. Just what I learned is just to keep going and keep focusing on the next great thing that is coming up, which is this season.
Who've been the guys you've been really excited to see on the mat? Who's kind of impressed you, throughout the off season when you've gotten a chance to watch them?
But about my team, or
about other guys on the team.
Oh, Jacob Frost. Jacob Frost. He kind of he wasn't the guy, and then he. Casey Sorosky, by the time he got hurt, and then he stepped out there and then he did his job, Jacob Frost was the guy that, he All-American last year, and then he kind of put the team on his back. During that time, Anthony got hurt too. So I feel like Jacob impressed me a lot, how he improved from the beginning of the season and to the end of the season.
I was going to say or ask,